The Institute of Network Culture is a research center based in Amsterdam. Well, we have a long trajectory on experimental publishing, digital publishing, and that's a bit also the idea of expanded publishing. The idea of like bringing both analog and digital, and try to come from the perspective of publishing, like book publishing, and expand it to something that is not only in formats, not only like a multimedia publication, a video, but also in forms, also in the way in which you create the publication itself. In some way, we kind of define this as a sort of publication.
Yeah,
this is a stream, right?
Exactly,
Is an idea of like there is an urgency, then the urgency is about both communicating something, but also being together. The Void is a practice-based research project concerned with unexplored affordances of online video, podcast, live stream, or any other hybrid media form. More specifically, we look at the practices and tactics detached from data extractive distribution models. Whether academic blog posts, video essay, or digital artwork are concerned, in the black box of most video sharing platforms, users are given little to no insight as how the content they are consuming came to be and the resources being used. Nevertheless, platforms create accessibility by providing the space in which collaborative practice occur. Yet, platforms favor a specific approach to video making which is clean, manufactured, and advertisement-friendly. The potential plurality of video making is hardly present in the standardized stream of content, curated by a lucid algorithmic process. Thus, while video sharing platforms are making knowledge accessible to the public, they also effectively garner the condition of knowledge production in a centralized core of capitalist accumulation. Against this backdrop, The Void focuses on the increasing presence of video production in research practices by providing resources to critically work with this mediatic landscape, as well as sharing and supporting research practices that center a critical engagement with media. The Void aims to expand the role of digital audiovisual production practices as a research methodology. In research publication, more often than not, media production, be it audiovisual or any other form of artistic practice that isn't writing, is still seen as somehow inferior, mere support material, a figure that accompanies the text, the main act, and that will fail to be considered as a form of research itself. For The Void, producing, hosting, distributing, and consuming media is not about illustrating previously existing research or knowledge, but about doing things. Working with media is actively doing research. In this sense, by combating the primacy of text, The Void aspires to create the means and tools for practitioners not represented in current publishing industries. During the past year, The Void developed experimental methods for open source audiovisual production, hosting, and publishing, focusing on how to quickly and sustainably design, record, edit, and publish video for research purposes. These methods are composed of several multimedia publications documenting and sharing internal practices. The main series of The Void is focused on using a pop-up TV studio as a research methodology. While usually the goal of this form of production is the digital documenting for its later distribution and consumption, this series also regards the recording studio and the act of shooting itself. Thus, the recording process becomes a space and time of encounter between artist, musician, academic, web developer, and activist. In this sense, The Void studio and the process of audiovisual production become an event, an arrangement for knowledge production and sharing enabled by the processes of shooting and deferred digital transmission. In the future, The Void aspires to be a project that is not only internal to the Institute of Network Culture Research, but also and foremost open to external collaboration with independent artists, researchers, and collectives around the world, either virtually or physically. The objective of this collaboration is to collectively create frameworks of production and archives for audiovisual practices as expanded publishing. In order to achieve this goal, The Void is now planning to open a PeerTube instance in its own server. The question of digital archiving brings up the material question of hosting. Audiovisual content has a substantial data and environmental footprint. For this reason, through the adoption of PeerTube, The Void doesn't regard itself as a content creator on YouTube alternative, but as a collective practice of doing otherwise with audiovisual media. To sum up, The Void asks how can we make practice-based research more open, as well as how can we make a wide variety of experiences happen in and with audiovisual practices. To address this gap, we are seeking to rethink audiovisual publishing not as just a one-way street wherein the detached video researcher controls the narrative, but rather as an open and shifting field where different encounters can happen. The implicit hierarchies in our ways of perceiving and acting in media need criticism, and as these are intimately connected with the way of knowing, transforming the one means transforming the other.